ancient civilization of Saudi Arabia. What you see is dated back, if I'm not mistaken, more than 4,000 years ago. So yeah, it just recently opened up to tourism, I think 2021.
Now, a lot of people will say you shouldn't visit AlUla or Hegra, because these places are cursed. Look, there were a lot of civilizations that settled in this area because of the oasis and the life-giving underground reservoirs of water. So hard to say which civilization was cursed and which wasn't. But we believe that when you come to places like this, the most important thing is to reflect that no matter how great a civilization, person, or thing may think they are, your creator is always greater. This world is temporary, he is eternal, and that is the ultimate message. But also, the sandstone rock and scenery is just incredible. So watch all our videos, check it out, and see for yourself if you want to have a look. So the Hegra tour has 4 stops. We're going to tell you how we did it and show you them, and you can decide.
And the nice thing about coming over here is that you can reflect about it, and no matter how powerful a civilization is, eventually, I mean, it comes to an end.
Our last day of our road trip, we're gonna check out Hegra in AlUla, and then we're gonna head back to Jeddah. Stay tuned to check out this UNESCO heritage site.
Today we are going to learn a lot. We are at the Hegra Center, and we came for a guided tour of the old tombs, and this place has a lot of history with a lot of ancient civilizations. So as you enter, you get some complimentary drinks as well as biscuits. So we chose a date smoothie. The dates are grown over here, and we chose some juice and some dried fruits. The fruits are grown here in the oasis. So yeah, you can get some ice cream as well, but I think maybe you have to pay for that. On a long weekend, there's 2 ways to tour Hegra. By law, you need a guide. The first one costs 95. That was sold out. That one there, and then there's this one here for 150. So I think the one for 150 is a bit better because you have like a hop on, hop off bus. And I think the other one that's cheaper, I think you have to do a lot of walking. So we're going to explain to you as we learn.
Now we're on the hop on, hop off bus. Super comfy, air conditioned. We've got these guides which talk and give you all the info. So when you get to your stop, you just click on it and you learn. This is hop on, hop off, so you can spend as long as you want at each destination. The tour for 95 riyals, your time's limited, but you get a human guide.
Okay, so welcome to Hegra. Little sister to Petra, Nabataean civilization, a key point along the incense route, ended with sea travel and ultimately being absorbed into the Roman Empire. What we see today is mostly a necropolis. The rest of the city is still being excavated, and most of the tombs' contents have been robbed, but there's a museum in process.
A chill area. There's Hafsa living her best life on the sand, and you can tell why people used to live here because check the oasis, check out the greenery in the desert.
We are now entering our first site, Jebel Ikhlib, the first stop on our Hegra tour. It was a meeting point for the Nabataean civilization along their trade routes. Literally already at the entrance you can see there are tons of engravings and inscriptions. This I think they call it a baitul. They used it for worshipping their gods. But also along the rocks you can see actual inscriptions. At the top there's a drawing. This on our right hand side is called the Triclinian, and the chilling area is called the Diwan, with seating area. On this right hand side, this is a basin for water, for washing before you enter the Diwan. So, in front of me, you can see on the rock there is a little channel, and that collects rainwater and drops down into that cistern. It's a 7-meter deep cistern dug into the sandstone for rainwater collection. They don't let us go to the top of it, but yeah, you can see where the water enters through that channel. They showed us a picture, and it's a huge cistern that they've dug into the sandstone, and next to that there's another chamber with stairs going down so they could reach the bottom and clean out the cistern as needed. So that was the rainwater collection. And then in here you can just see further of their prayer chambers. The number of inscriptions on the wall are just phenomenal. It's believed there were like kind of communications along the route and even between soldiers. Some of them are even graffiti. There's a particularly well preserved Beitul. And you can see decorations around it. And they usually have inscriptions saying why it's there and for whom it's there. And you can see even along these rocks inscriptions. I'm sure some haven't even been deciphered as yet.
Okay, this is Jalal Banat. First tomb is the tomb of Aidu. The inscription above says that it is the tomb of Aidu and his family. You can see there's an eagle at the top centrally. An eagle is typically a god in the Nabataean culture, the Zeus of their faith. And you see all the eagles have their heads cut off, whether it's because it was fragile or conquestors came and decapitated them. They're not sure. So you can see there are multiple tombs, hence the term necropolis for Hegra. The size and patterns indicate how important the person was. So that guy was really fancy. Next one, not as. They let you go into some of the tombs, which is quite cool.
Alright, so now we're leaving this area, which is the biggest collection of tombs in Hegra. I just want to show you the cool mountains. These sandstone mountains are really impressive. The natural sandstone made it very easy for them to chisel and engrave these rocks.
The coolest part of this stop is actually the display on the right hand side, showing you the artifacts and giving you the history of the Romans in the area. Well, for me at least.
The Romans took over this area after the Nabataeans. It was absorbed into the Roman Empire.
So it was a key point along the incense route, and once sea travel became common, it kind of collapsed.
Between those tombs and those tombs, the city is underground in front of us in this valley. It's being excavated as we speak. And this is the main event, the biggest tomb. When you see AlUla advertised, this is what you see. The tomb of Madain, son of Kuza. We know this because there's an inscription on top saying so. The usual facade. So this tomb is unfinished and they're not really sure why. You can see the top is all like really well done, and then at the bottom incomplete. There we go. Arabic inscription, quite clear down there. Again, once more, Aramaic, a precursor to the Arabic language.
Once again, these inscriptions have proven invaluable to studying the development of the Arabic language from its precursor Aramaic, which again proves that visiting history, cursed, uncursed, does have its benefits if it's for education. So that's AlUla from our side. So let us know in the comments if you've learned something new or if you have any questions about the tour itself. when it comes to the city being cursed, we'll let you decide for yourself.